What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to a new video, and today there's something I want to talk about. So as you guys know, in the most recent update we got a bunch of new cosmetics, and with that we also got the cosmetic shop where you can buy everything you need to decorate your garden. But the one thing I noticed while looking around, a lot of people did not like this update, and I was kind of surprised too because I feel like this update was kind of cool. But then after building stuff around with the cosmetics, I started to realize a few things. It's actually really hard to build something and you don't have enough space. Like for me, I was like, maybe I should build a tree house in my garden and look really cool, because as you guys know, we got these wooden panels you could use for floors, ceilings, walls, stuff like that. So I was like, that's perfect, I could use that and build something really nice. And I thought it'd be really cool if I built it over my moon mango tree. The only problem with that, when you build on top of a tree or a plant, it's not really a solid ground. So if you were to put it on top of the moon mango, it'd be sideways if you put the floor. And you know, I tried for like 20 minutes trying to put it flat and I couldn't. So I was like, there has to be a different way to do it. Maybe I could do it with a bamboo, because if you guys don't know, a bamboo, it may be really skinny, however you could place something and it'll be flat. So I kept planting bamboo in the same spot until it was the same height as the moon mango, and then once I got that, I put the floor on top of the bamboo. And once you do all that, you can finally start building your tree house. Now here's when I ran into a major issue. Now after I put down the floor, I'm like, all right, now we could extend it or put some walls up. And at first I wanted to extend it because a really big tree house would look really nice, especially in a garden full of plants. The only issue is when you put down a wall, it doesn't actually become a wall, it becomes a floor. So the only way you could put a wall is if you put another bamboo right next to it. But this bamboo now has to be really tall for you to lean it against it. So what I did to fix this, I put a bamboo really tall and I put a bookcase to lean on top of it. And then once you have the bookcase on top of the bamboo, you can start putting walls on top of the bookcase. And then after you put down the walls, you could delete the bookcase and the walls will stay. But trying to do this in the bookcase is pretty tedious, it won't look really good. But you know what, if you do it correctly, it will look pretty decent. Now this kind of reminds me of that game, I think it's called IKEA or something like that. If I remember correctly, in that game what you have to do, you gotta basically hide from the workers. You basically go throughout the store trying to collect items to build like a base, and once you build the base, you gotta protect yourself from the workers from them getting you. And I'm pretty sure in that game there's also a night to day transition. During the day they're standing still, and at night is when they start running around trying to capture you. Now even in that game when you're supposed to be building, it was very difficult to build something. Like most people, bases were just really big boxes and items inside of it. But I feel like after playing that game in general, building in Roblox is really hard. So I'm not really sure if they know how to fix it, or maybe there's actually a way to do it, they just don't want to do it. But because of those mechanics, it's really hard to build something really nice. They probably never thought people would try to build these really big buildings or treehouse or stuff in general like that. But then again, I don't know, because we do have a bookcase, and if you have a bookcase, it means you're gonna put it inside of a house. Like I don't think I've ever seen a bookcase outside in real life. That makes no sense. The water would destroy all the paper. Actually, you know what, I have a good idea. I think the only way they could make this work if they make the plots like split up even more. You guys know how between the plots like a little green pathway you could walk in? That little pathway in the middle has to be extended, and maybe there you could build a house. So basically when you go to your garden, your house is in the middle and your crops are on each side. That is the only way I think they could do it, by giving you enough space. But then the entire cosmetic update, they have to redo it. I'm pretty sure the only way to make it possible to build better is by doing it like Minecraft. So basically to build something, they gotta be made out of boxes, because what we have right now is pretty hard to put together. It's very clunky. The funny thing is, in the cosmetic update we get a bunch of different objects, but you're only basically allowed to do very simple things. I'm gonna be honest, when I was building my tree house, the ceiling was so hard to put together. Like at that point I was super confused. I had no idea how to close it up, because if you guys remember what I said before, to put the walls I have to put bookcases first, and then on the bookcase I could put the little walls on top of it. Now for the ceiling, that's literally impossible, because the only way I could put a ceiling is if I put a bookcase above it and then start putting the panels on it. But then looking at the ceiling, I'm like, how am I gonna do that? That makes no sense. Like what? So then it turns out the only way I could do it is by putting the wood on top of like the little edges, but even then it didn't reach. So then at that point I'm like, yeah, I'm cooked. I don't think I could do this. And even if I could do it, how am I gonna build the roof? I'm not sure if you guys noticed, but we do have like these little steel bars you can make as roofs. I'm not really sure why they're in the game, I just think they're good to put up there. So yeah, after all that, I think it took me like 3 hours to put together, and I couldn't even do anything with it. There's actually one more issue I have with this update, and it's the limit. While building my tree house, I said to myself it might be easier with some more planks, but then I realized somebody did comment down below, don't forget there's a limit on how many items you could have. And then I realized the limit is 250, I believe. So because the limit is 250, I'm already so close to hitting hitting it. But you know what? I'm like, it's okay. I could just delete some and then buy some more planks. It turns out there is no way to actually delete any of them. Once you hit that 250 limit, you are stuck with whatever you have. So I'm very confused on how they let the update come out and not allow us to delete items. I guess you could say some people were right that the update was incomplete, and now I'm starting to notice why a lot of people did not like this update besides the building aspect itself. But the fact you cannot delete items is actually kind of crazy. Could you imagine somebody out there was actually building a house that took them a very long time and they just need one more wood plank, and they can't even do that because they can't even delete like a random torch they have. Speaking about the torch is actually a really nice item. Surprisingly, at night the torch looks actually really nice for Girl Garden. I just wish there was a way we could build something way easier. And also keep it in mind, if you want to build a tree house on top of a mango tree like I did, you have to make sure the bamboo you use is the same exact height as the moon mango tree, because if you don't double check, it's going to be like levitating above the tree and you don't want that. And then after you're done, you can just delete the bamboo and put the mango tree below it. But then again, I feel like putting it on top of a beanstalk might be a little bit better. Nah, I think a tree is still better. Do you guys think a tree is still better? Because a beanstalk could be really tall and you could jump on top of it to enter it. But whenever you think about a tree house, you think about putting it on top of a tree. But then again, it is called Treehouse. And I just realized something. There's no ladders in the cosmetic update. So you see, if I had some ladders, I could put it on top of the tree and make it look really nice. Which I'm actually surprised we don't have any ladders, especially in a garden. I feel like if you go to somebody's house that has a garden, they definitely have a bunch of ladders everywhere. Now here's why I think the beanstalk might be a little bit better. After you finish your tree house, you could put a little hole at the bottom, and then in that little hole you can enter your tree house. Because for me, I made a little entrance on the left side of my tree house, but the problem is there's no way to get inside. So the only way I could get inside of my tree house is by putting a bamboo right next to it. Because unlike the regular mango tree, the moon mango you cannot climb, you have to jump on top of it. So if your tree house is blocking the tree, you cannot jump into it, so you gotta climb up to the left side and go inside of it. I mean, they could solve this issue by giving us ladders in the next update, but I highly doubt we're gonna get it. I truly believe they might actually delete this entire update. I have a feeling, because I feel like not many people are using it, and also it's getting in the way with the actual garden. If you guys watched my video when I planted 1500 bamboo seeds, the cosmetics got in the way. So let's say for example you have the frog fawn in the middle of your plot and you're trying to plant seeds on top of it, it actually won't let you. You gotta plant the seeds around it. So just like that, all that space in the frog fawn you lost, you can't plant anything inside of it. And even if you take out the frog fawn and then start planting the crops, it won't let you put it back in place. If anything, if you try to put it back, it's gonna be on top of the crop itself, not on the plot. And then at that point, you're gonna delete it and say, I don't want to use it anyways. Yeah, and just like that, you start to realize I can see why many people do not like this update. Because if anything, there's way more bad things than good things about it. But for the most part, it's pretty much all I got for today. Make sure you guys tell me how you feel about this update, because I really want to know. But if you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.